So just to talk a little bit about, we wanted to kind of capture what we have ahead of us, which is in television, right? It's really simple. It's plan, buy, post. And as you go through the whole planning to execution to post-execution cycle, the fascinating thing about it is you do have a few different companies that are specialists in the planning phase, but they actually, without endorsing any specific company, the most television buyers have one essentially form of measurement that crosses across all media. And that's critical. In the sense, not so much from the fact that it's all supplied by one company, but the reality is that it gives them a very simple way to plan and evaluate media and then the success of the media. And so that to us is something that we feel is really, really important. And aspirationally, we don't want to stifle innovation, but ultimately critical for us as the operations seems to be working towards is how do we simplify online to try to get to it, so that buying can be as easy and simple as television.
In contrast, this is what we look like. And you'll see that the impressions is the currency. It's in the middle phase, the buy phase. But the audience measurement is on the plan phase, and it's a gating currency in the sense that it's used as a directional read on where the marketers need to be putting their campaigns. But it's a stark contrast when you start going back and looking at it. You see that the currency does not span all phases of the media workflow, unfortunately. And if you go on, Adrian, you'll find that, unfortunately, this slide right here is just a little more complicated when you start looking at the reality of the situation. There's all the vendors that are in that space between the buy and sell side. So we have a great deal of work cut out for us to try to migrate towards a solution that works better. So taking a step back, what do we ultimately want to accomplish? We really want to put together, step back, look at the system, audience measurement 2.0. How do we actually become the most accountable medium, something that was said 10, 15 years ago? Because today, regrettably, we are not. And it starts with understanding what you really want to measure in terms of metrics, going from one end of the funnel to the other. I think we also have to consider, none of us really can host another pixel on our site. Well, we could. It's just going to slow down the downloads. But the solution to the ecosystem may very well be by moving towards universal pixels, both content and ads. So it's something that the agency side has been asking for a long time, Ad ID, something that the TV world has already. They have watermarks in their TV signals that they measure. Well, in this case, it's a digital watermark for both content and ads. And by actually going into that kind of structure, a clearinghouse, we may be able to actually trump the data privacy issues because you put into place controls that not only take care of the consumer, but also potentially take care of the publishers who want to protect their brands and not have reselling going on, but also the marketers, the advertisers, who don't want Ford F-150 doesn't want everyone, GM or Chevrolet, knowing who's actually looking at their brand. So protections can be put in place for all of us. The IAB, thankfully, has always been forward-thinking. And for us as a group, I think we all need to be focused on thinking through the problem and working together.